Hey everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight TV edition. I'm Peter, that's Timothy, and we, of course, are working our way through Tales From the Crypt, the original HBO anthology show from the early 90s. We're on Season 2, this is Episode 8 of Season 2, it's called For Crying Out Loud. Full spoilers for the episode as always. So the plot of this one is a man who we initially see running to the electric chair. He's excited to be killed. He seems to be talking to someone, and we flash back to 2 years prior to the events that led him to this. And he's hearing things in his head, he's hearing a voice that becomes clearer as the episode goes on, which seems to be his conscious. But he is a rock club producer who has gotten lots of people to donate money for a charitable cause to save the Amazon, and he is stealing the $1 million and running off with it. That's what his plan is, but his conscience won't quite let him do it. So when his banker shows up, I say disguised as a attractive lady, Kate Segal plays his banker, and she gets into his office by being all kind of seductive. Seductive.
Sure.
A seductress. She's a seductress, and she tries to seduce him until she drops the bomb that that's who she is. She's the banker, and she's blackmailing him into give up half of his money, so that, she'll get half of it. But he tries to ignore his voice, gets really angry, and kills her with a guitar. And then his conscience tries to get him to confess as he's hiding it from the policeman who's in the club, and he's trying to get outside. And that's the plot of the episode. And he obviously eventually gets caught and then connect up with the start of the episode where he's on death row and being electrocuted for his crime. What did you think of this one, Timmy?
It's okay. I thought it had some pretty funny moments. Not the best episode, but I think it was a nice little break from the last couple we've had that I haven't been digging that much.
Lots of love triangles. No love triangles in this, unless we count him, the woman, or his banker, and his voice in his head. Unless we count that as a love triangle. No, there's no love triangles. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought it was really silly, but I enjoyed it. I thought the actor playing the real lead role of Slash is his name, Marty Slash. I thought he did a really good job of being extremely entertaining as he was hearing the voices and telling him to shut up. And also, if you're someone who is squeamish when it comes to ears, because I know a lot of people are with eyes, they don't like eyes being touched and things like that. If you're like that with ears, this episode's going to creep you out, because later on in the episode, after he's killed her and the cops just went away and the voice is starting to get louder and louder, he tries to stick the swabs in his ears to try and make it stop, and then he tries to jam a pencil in, but the way he kind of roughly does it and pulls them out, and there's blood and the noise effects, all of it is just icky.
Yeah, I really didn't like it.
Cringing.
There's been
lots of cringing.
There's been many a time when I've have soared too high and stuck a Q-tip too far in my ear, and it's not that pleasant. And seeing him do it was unsettling.
The sound effects were pretty bad, especially the one at the end when he pulls out the bloody one. That's yeah.
His the main guy is great. He is he's like a veritable cartoon of a man.
He is, but I think that's what makes it. I think if this was going for a more serious thing, it would work. But it plays it for what it is. It's really silly, and because of that, it's a lot of fun. Because especially see when he's making his way outside at the end, and he's trying to get out, but the voice keeps shouting, and people are reacting as if they're hearing him, and what they're actually reacting to is the Q-tip sticking out of his ear. But he's walking around like this the whole time with his shoulders really up, he's really on edge. He's like.
If there is one, maybe not necessarily a complaint, but more like a logic question, just why is everyone so freaked out about it? I mean, granted it's gross, but wouldn't you just be oh hey man, you got this thing in your ear? Instead, people are literally running away from him he's the boogeyman or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I have more questions as to who phoned in a noise complaint for a rock club. Because that's why that's why the policeman's there, and he comes up and he's like, "We've had noise complaints." I'm like, if you live next to a rock club, are you really surprised that it's loud?
Yeah.
What? This isn't, a neighbour who's got the radio on too loud or, whatever. this is stupid. It's a rock club. They'll have a license for this kind of thing. Or they
Also,
should
like,
do. Then again, we've seen that he's quite shady. Maybe he does not have the appropriate licenses and whatnot.
also, like, granted, I don't know much about audio equipment, but is it really that simple of just being like, hey, can you turn the volume down? And someone just like, okay, it just has like a volume switch that you can just like turn down
Yeah,
at a show?
yeah, it's the master because everything goes into a mixing desk and it's all mixed so that so the guitars. Yeah, because you don't want one guitar too loud compared to the other one, or too loud compared to the drums and things like that. There's a mixing desk, but there's always a master volume, so that's actually not that. That's actually not ridiculous at all, Tim. That makes sense.
Okay. Also, well, I know they mentioned that he's not very smart, but it seems like you would probably try to cover your tracks a little better than like literally going to the bank and withdrawing every like $1 million in cash from a charity fund.
Do you know what really cracked me up about? Obviously, Katie Seagal plays the banker who comes to try and steal his money, or take half of his money and blackmails him. What was funny is the way she was like forcing him to do it. It really did feel like Peggy Bundy was like taking half of Al's money. You know, it really felt like that.
Definitely.
I was like, man, she was typecast at this point in her career. Because this would have been when this would have been when Married with Children was on air. This would have been during that time.
Yeah. I'm
sure it was on at this time. So that's really funny to me. It felt like just an extension of that. But it's pretty funny. And I can almost just see, like, they could almost just reshoot this episode with Al, with Ed. Oh god,
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill, thank you. With him playing this role. In fact, it'd probably be even funnier if it was him. As if it was like a demented, like, Twilight Zone version of like Married with Children. But nah,
pretty good.
But no, I think he was a lot of fun. I think he's the reason why I enjoyed this one so much, is because of his over the top reaction and the way that he would do, like, just crazy things with his eyes, and sometimes really obvious and stupid. Like, when she says, "Where's the money?" and he goes to this close up of his eyes and he looks down at the case. He's like, and there's like this sound effect going, like as his eyes move. And I'm like, okay, this is a cartoon, but that's okay. Like, I'm enjoying it as a cartoon.
Definitely. That's good. I'm not like the biggest like rock and roll guy, but if you are, there's some good rock stuff in this. Like Iggy Pop's the main.
Iggy Pop's on stage the whole time for most of the episode. He's on stage like singing stuff. I don't know his music enough to know if it's his actual songs or if it's stuff they just wrote for him in this episode. I don't know. But in his office, there's like Alice Cooper stuff on the wall, and there's all sorts of other things. And so if you're a fan of that era rock music, you probably get a lot of Easter eggs out of it.
And the voice in his head is Sam Kinison, who's obviously not a musician, but he was kind of in that rock scene. He toured like with a lot of bands and stuff. So it's I even though I don't really like that stuff, it's it was kind of cool to see it like presented here. Not like it didn't feel like a forced like, oh, let's make up a band, or something like that they'll usually do on TV.
Yeah, they could have easily had some no name with long hair and been like, this is the Monkeys from Hell, and this is their music. They could have easily done that, but they didn't. They got a real artist, so that's pretty cool.
And I like that he stuffed her body in Donny Osmond's drum case.
Oh, that was really funny because obviously they were using a dummy there, but the way like when he first like shoved her in head first, and her legs just kind of went the opposite way. It was just as if she was in the splits. It was really, really funny, and then him stuffing her legs in. But,
and then like meanwhile, this is in his like office, which you can see like his silhouette like doing everything in the window.
Yeah, it's really funny because the cops going up to the office and they hear him screaming because the voice is getting too much in his head. But he hears them open the door, so he grabs a guitar as if he's singing along. He's like, "Damn, Slash, you sound like you were killing someone in here." Yeah. But he gets so like frustrated with the voice that he ends up confessing in front of everyone on the stage. That's kind of after bashing his head into the speaker repeatedly. But the idea that this voice sticks with him until he's getting electrocuted. That's why at the end of the episode, just before the electrocution, he's like, "Is it time yet? Is it time? Is it time for me?"
Yeah.
Crypt Keeper had some good puns in this one.
Yeah, not bad. He's all dressed up, looking like a rocker.
Yeah, he's smashing the skull in with the guitar. He's like, what was it he said at the end? He Here's to watching you. He's like, ears to watching you. He said it then.
Some ears pun.
Yeah, it was an ears pun. Yeah. No, I had fun with this one. It's kind of simple, kind of goofy, but
Yeah,
I think
entertaining.
it made for a lot of good moments. They did have that one really stupid joke in the bathroom where they revealed that one of the people at the urinals was a woman.
Yeah.
No, it was mostly good fun. Even something as simple as the cop being kind of a gruff guy who's not impressed with anything, and when he turns the
Yeah.
music back up just as the cop's about to leave, he's like, "Oh, that little son of a bitch." Also, I love that he tells the roadie to take away the case with the banker's body in it,
Yeah.
as if like, "Oh, when are they going to find that? Hopefully, when he's in Portugal already, probably."
Yeah. Or that'd be funny too if that ends up getting sent out before they figure it out.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, but we can't. He's confessed to killing someone, but we can't find the body.
Yeah.
Nah, I had fun with this one. It was goofy, it was silly, but I think his over the top acting, which was very intentional, and
Oh yeah.
the voice, and also just simple things like the sound effects, just making it feel a little bit more cartoony,
Yeah.
made it fun for me. So, no, I can't.
That definitely was a fun one.
I quite like this one actually. Probably maybe one of my favourites of season 2, but season 2's had a bumpy road, I'd say so
Yeah.
far. So, oh. Anyway, that's episode 8 of season 2. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. If you've seen it, like and subscribe and all that stuff. Remember that me and Tim do horror movie reviews once a week in the middle of the week. Check out that. This week's was The Wailing, which was another Korean movie, which was very much hyped up. So check out that video to see what we thought of it. I'll make sure there's a link in the corner. But other than that, guys, thanks very much for watching. Keep watching Scary TV, and we'll see you next time.